Well, more breaking coverage of today's massacre in Belgium as the Islamic State claims responsibility for the carnage. Up next, we will talk with a former Navy lieutenant commander who calls this the start of another world war. What he says America's next step should be to protect ourselves and our allies. Welcome back to Fox News Alert for you. Belgium and the world on high alert after a wave of deadly bombings in the heart of Europe. This is the scene following two explosions at the Brussels airport, at least 31 killed across the city in bombings now claimed by terrorists of the Islamic State. As a new report in Belgium says that police there are searching right now for three people, two fugitives from the bombings and one accomplice. Steve Rogers is here for us now. He's a former member of the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force and a retired lieutenant commander in the U.S. Navy's Office of Intelligence. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
You say that we are in the midst of World War III.
Yes, we are in the midst of World War III, and it's a reality that we're going to have to face in order to combat and defeat ISIS and any terrorist group. In fact, Heather, that's nothing new. The French president said that when France was attacked. The problem we're facing today is that we're not fighting this as a war. We're constantly hearing law enforcement assets are doing this, law enforcement's doing that. We have to do much more than get law enforcement involved, and that's going to take some military might as well as diplomacy.
We just heard John Kasich talking just a moment ago, and he said that we should attack from the air and on the ground.
We're going to have to for the survival of our country. What we see happening in Belgium, as you and I are speaking, is a prelude to what's going to happen here. And I know people don't want to hear that, and I'm not trying to alarm people, but the facts are very, very clear that they're coming here. And what we have to do with all these facts and all the intelligence that we're gathering is to make absolutely sure that we prevent that from happening.
And what about those lapses in intelligence? Salah Abdeslam, he was captured alive on Friday, but from what I understand, as far back as June, there was a list of some 85 people that was sent specifically to Molenbeek, where he was found, 85 people there in Brussels who had ties to extremists.
Heather, it's astounding. Even the fact that the agencies there revealed that he was talking, singing like a bird, they could have very well expedited these attacks by doing that. But let's talk about intelligence sharing. Before 9/11 in the United States, there was little intelligence sharing. The CIA was protecting their turf, FBI their turf, etc. When I got to FBI headquarters as one of the people in the Joint Terrorism Task Force, all that changed under George Bush. They had a fusion center and they were sharing intelligence. What I'm seeing happening in Belgium and in Europe, they're doing what we did 9/11. They're not talking. They need to talk with each other.
What about visas here in the United States? I was also reading a report recently, December, I believe, of 2015. There were some 9,500 individuals who had been given visas here in the United States that were revoked because of possible ties to terrorism. But then they don't know where they are.
It's remarkable, isn't it? Nothing has changed. You know, something very distressing to me this morning was this. I woke up, I heard this news, and it sounded like Groundhog Day all over again. You know, the nightmare reliving. The politicians will come out and they'll say, we stand by the side, in this case, of the people of Belgium. We sympathize with you. We send our condolences. What in the world are they doing to stop this problem, including visas? We have open borders. We have to close them. I know that's unpopular in some circles.
The refugees. Okay.
Look at what's happening with refugees. There's no way of checking who these people are. We have to protect our homeland and do it rather quickly.
All right, we have to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Steve Rogers.